Good morning from Summit Lake here just below Mount Evans. Today I'm going to be hiking / climbing the crystal couloir of Mount Evans. For a full guide on the snow line, you can check the link in the description below. So up here about 6:30 in the morning, and yeah, obviously you can drive the majority of this line, so this should be a very short day. Knock on wood. Should be about 2 miles with about 1,500 feet of gain. I have the split board here today because if conditions are good, I might drop down into Crystal, or I will alternatively be checking out the east slopes of Mount Evans to descend. You could easily walk down as well, and depending on snow coverage, you could just take the standard Summit Lake trail back to your car. With Summit Lake parking kind of over there, you'll have this initial bowl to ascend up to, and then you'll start the true climb to Crystal Couloir. Because of course the weather is nothing like what it's supposed to be, which was partly cloudy, windless, and instead been super cloudy. Can't even see the line, grapple, and pretty windy too. So we'll see how that shapes up as the sun starts to rise. In order to do this line, you really need two things: stable snow, and for the Mount Evans Highway to be open. Typically that is sometime around Memorial Day. Snow level will dictate it every year. Hopefully the wind is not too distracting, but because I have a quick view of the couloir, right there to the left, kind of up in there, is Snave, which is a mixed climb, and then you got some other options of the bowl up in here. But awesome that it's starting to clear up. There are two variations to this climb, and you can kind of see this right side here and then the standard left side before you cross over and out. Just at 13.1 here, and as you can see, eases off a bit. That's looking back down to the road parking lot, and then over the standard Summit Lake Trail. Closer look, this is what you're shooting for. See the obvious fork here, the left side is kind of the more mellow, right, is steeper, and you can actually even see exit right through there. Really aesthetically pleasing line. Quick transition to the climb gear here. So just have crampons and a helmet and one axe, probably two would be helpful depending on conditions. Gonna see how the snow is. It looks very thin, especially towards the top, which makes me a little concerned, but yeah, this is gonna start the climb. For all the gear I'm using, you can check the links in the description below. Just about 13.6 here, looking around, down, out to standard route. Overall, snow is not bad, knock on wood. I have to get to the crux still, but about 2 inches of fresher snow, some grapple mixed in, and then underneath is a good freeze, but I can get into it pretty well. So it's a lot breaking a booter. I haven't done one in a while this year, so it's definitely getting the calves pumping. Here's a closer look at your two choices. So go to the right, more steep. I won't say more exposed, but more exposed to the weather. So I'm gonna stick to this just because I think it looks cooler, but also because I don't know what kind of ice conditions are in here. And although I'm equipped for a snow climb, I'm probably not equipped for an ice climb because of my snowboard boot crampon situation. Looking down the couloir, back to the lake. Up here. Time to put this away. All right, looking down, Crystal, pretty fun, pretty good snow. Yeah, aesthetically really beautiful. It's funny because from even the parking lot, you're like, how is there a snow line in here? But it's a pretty cool one. So topping out right here and then gonna go right to join the ridge. Just making a quick crossover here, and yeah, the ridge is right in front of you. I was a little worried about lack of coverage up here, but it's only like 20 feet of scree, so luckily not going to be a problem. Awesome. Gotta be honest, I got to the parking lot this morning and was like, this doesn't really look great, but really happy I hit this climb. There's a couple spots that are pretty sharky, and so I am just gonna take the east slopes down. You definitely could ride this, but snow is just kind of touch and go, and I don't really want core shots. So yeah, just gonna head up here to the summit, tag it real quick, and slide down the east side. Here's a look down Crystal from just below the summit right there. Really cool aspect of it. Summit of Mount Evans here. Yeah, super easy crossover. You end up literally like 50, 75 yards from the summit after topping out the climb. So really awesome day. Highly recommend this one when the road's open, super accessible. And since this is north facing, the snow will usually be pretty firm, but it'll also last much longer, and it allows you to start a little bit later in the day as well. So from here, you have a ton of options on how to get down. If you're just hiking this, you can just take the standard trail back along the ridge here to the lake. If there is adequate snow coverage so that you're not ruining any kind of trails, you can definitely just drop down the east face here. But yeah, I'm gonna get going pretty quick because got to get to work, and also the clouds are starting to move in. So show you some views and hit the transition and get down. Pretty sharky. very sharky. People lied to me. I saw some people this morning, they're like, oh, it's awesome. It's not awesome. It's mediocre at best. But hey, any kind of powder in June is pretty good, so I'll take it. I'm gonna go over here. Oh, hell yeah. I'll take it. All right, so there you have it. That is the Crystal Couloir on Mount Evans. If you're new to my channel, I do virtual trail guides here in Colorado and much more. So go ahead and check out all of my snow lines. 14ers, I've done them all. This is 113, I think. For me, yeah, let's quickly talk about more about this hike. You can check out my GPX file and a full guide on everything you need to know about the Crystal Couloir on Mount Evans. Overall, highly recommend this one, and regardless of how you get down, there's just so many options, and it's just really quick day and gets you some great experience on the snow. I never talked about the steepness of this. It is about 45 degrees at the crux, so quite steep and pretty narrow. Definitely not an intro line skiing or climbing by any means. To help to support the channel through some of these stickers, wherever they are, gear, and my Patreon, you can check out the links below as well. Let me know if you found this video helpful by throwing it a like. 70% of you that watch this are not subscribed, so please help support the channel and help me show you more places and help you get to more summits by keeping this channel growing. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all on the next adventure.